What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this conversation. There was something that stuck out to me in this interview that Funky Dineva did with Carlos King. So I want to talk about this for a minute. And it's in a few different places in the interview, so it's not all together. But basically, I'm going to play a clip of it, and then I'm basically going to get into my thoughts on how I feel about it and why I thought it's his right to feel and to do what he wants to do, absolutely. But I was like, well, okay, wow.
Nobody on YouTube to get mad if I left anybody's name, and I don't want y'all to think I'm being shady. I'm going to be very honest with you, Carlos. I do not watch other YouTubers at all.
Oh, I know that for a fact.
I don't at all.
You never have, though.
I don't, and believe it or not, I don't consume. People are always like, why? And it's for several reasons. My brain is a sponge. Okay, everything that comes out of my mouth are things that I've picked up from just my life experiences, and I never want to be on my platform and then end up like saying your catchphrase or saying other people's stuff. That's the main reason why I don't look at a lot of other YouTubers. And then too, like, because we all are in this pop culture world, after I do my piece on it, I really don't care what you got to say about it. I'm moving on to the next thing. But there's a lot of talent in the YouTube space, and then there's a lot of people who need to go sit their ass the fuck down.
All right, I want to stop it right there. I'm not going to play the other clips, but if you want to hear what he had to say in the interview, you can go over there and watch it. You know, it's already gotten lots of views, and I'm sure it'll get more. And so here's what I wanted to say in regards to that, because he mentioned Tasha K. And yeah, I'm going to go there. He mentioned Tasha K because Carlos asked him a question about who are some YouTubers, other YouTubers that you see that are like up next. And he mentioned Bondi Blue. He mentioned DJ Richie Sky. And then he, went into Armand Wiggins eventually. And that's when they really got into the stuff about Armand. But he said something about Tasha K, and he said, wow, I don't really deal with her and, whatever, but I respect like the business model that she's created. Let's be clear. Definitely Tasha K has created an actual business. And the opposite, Funky Dineva, while he definitely has a whole lot of subscribers and he gets a whole lot of views, we cannot doubt that. Funky Dineva has been on YouTube forever. Let's be clear. Funky Dineva has been on YouTube forever. Tasha K has been on YouTube, how many years? I think I started watching Tasha K back in either like late 2017, I believe it was. And actually one of my client friends who put me on to her and her content, and I was stuck ever since. And I've spoken my story about how I really got hooked on Tasha K's YouTube channel. Mainly, I was there for all of the I Believe I Can Fly, Locked Up Singer right now, when she was doing a lot of the stuff about him. And it always baffles me because when I see people make comments about her saying, oh, all she does is lie. Really? If that's the truth, then why is this man locked up? And all she did, which to be honest with you was almost similar, and I will say almost similar to when she started with the Cardi B stuff, was interview someone on her YouTube channel who shared some things and she was asking questions. But, with the Cardi B stuff, it just went a little bit further. And she's admitted that. That stuff has already been litigated. It's being worked out. She's doing what she has to do with that situation. But again, she said it's a business, and it actually is. So she wasn't just somebody like Funky Dineva laying around, rolling up out of the bed, going to sit in a folding chair, farting and blowing snot bubbles and coughing and hacking and snorting on camera. And you know what I mean? And just hitting the phone and turning it off. Like, no, she actually from the very beginning, she has been doing this professionally. And he said something to give her credit about the business that she has created. let's be clear. Funky Dineva, he didn't even really get serious about his channel being an actual business until after, I will say, he and Fox Soul parted ways, but I still stand on what I said, which is he may not have been fired in the literal sense of we're firing you, but the fact that the contract negotiations did not go his way, and he even admitted in that interview that it wound up being over a dispute of not more than about $250, that shows you right there that they did not want to keep him. And yeah, it cost them heavily, but they were stupid too, because they should have had him sign a non-compete and a non-disclosure agreement. And I said that months ago, whenever he was no longer there and he started going live at the same time that they were going live. I said that back then because I spoke that from a business perspective myself, because I'm also a business owner. And I have people that are fresh in the industry working in my business that sign non-compete and non-disclosure agreements. So the fact that they brought somebody on board their platform who is on YouTube, and they were also going to be on YouTube, and they didn't have him sign something to say that you're not going to directly compete with us at the same time slots and going live, which he didn't even really go live back then. He was doing always pre-recorded content. I think I can maybe think of a couple of occasions that he has done something live. So with all of that being said, I thought the shade was real with him when it came to Tasha K saying the things that he did say about her, but yet he went into how TGIF was a toxic work environment and how he doesn't watch other YouTubers. Now, I played the clip where he just said he doesn't watch other YouTubers, and he gave his reasons for why he doesn't. But it also, because you also heard what I'm saying, some people just need to go and sit the F down. Well, if you don't watch other people, then why do you know that? And ironically, one of the people that he commended, Bondi Blue, is someone that Tasha K has been working with for some time now and has always given flowers to. I've been seeing it for quite some time. And when Tasha K is away, Bondi Blue is stepping in on her platform and working with her. So the falling out that Funky Dineva had with Tasha K, because honestly, it didn't have anything to do with Tasha K. Tasha K did what she always does, which is interview people, share her views and opinions on stories that are trending. That's what she does. And she does it in her own way. Hate it or love it, that's what she does. And he got upset with Tasha K just like he got upset with TGIF and Claudia, because when he was no longer there and Flame Monroe stepped in as a guest co-host, he got pissed and decided to start going live at the same time. That's when he started doing that stuff. So for him to call Armand Wiggins immature and he needs to grow up a little bit, who was immature then? Now, some people say, oh, well, it's just business, and he brought his audience over there, so he was rightfully doing the right thing, because if it wasn't for him, the show wouldn't have been nothing. Well, he knew that when he came on board. So if Al also was so much of a friend to him, why would he want to take the show that his friend is still a part of, even if he couldn't stand Claudia? That's very immature, because it takes a very mature person to put your feelings to the side and say, you know what they're doing is effed up, but I'm not going to stoop that low to come at them in the same way. I'm going to let life and God deal with them on his own schedule versus me trying to do it myself. I'm going to hold my peace and let the Lord fight my battles. Now, he may not live that type of life, and I understand that, but I'm basically saying it takes a maturity level to do something like that, which is hold back and not go there when you feel like people are coming for you, or your opinion is, I don't like what they're doing. But they didn't owe him any loyalty at that point to not bring this person on as a co-host, when he said as long as he was there, he did not want that person to come in and sit in as a co-host. He was no longer there. Like, who is he to say, even after I'm dead and gone, I don't want this person to come and sit in as a co-host? So he took it as a slight to him. And so that's when he started going back at them by going live at the same time slot, right? But on this interview, he talked about how it was always something, all of the stuff in the background, all of the bickering, all of the whatever, all of the drama. It was a toxic environment and toxic work environment. Well, they could have fooled me because apparently they played it well for the most part in front of the cameras. Now, while we did see there were a few times when Claudia and he, or Claudia and Al, or maybe Claudia and, Al and Funky teaming up to have different views about the same subject, and then it got a little bit heated. There definitely were those times and those moments. But him sitting there saying that it was such a toxic work environment, and also he doesn't watch other YouTubers, and kind of giving the air of he's above that. There are people who have been on YouTube not as long as he has been on there, and that are getting tons of views. Some of them, they have way more subscribers than he has and get way more views than he has, and they have been on YouTube longer. And so Tasha K hasn't been on YouTube as long as he has, and she has always been about the business when it came to this. And even if people want to try to give her the label of all she does is lie, if all she did was lie, like, listen, I'm not even going into that diatribe right now, but listen, and I'm speaking from my own personal experience, and this is why I'm talking about this. It is very disrespectful, I will say, for him to sit and give Tasha K the label of toxic when her character is Tasha K. The woman is Latasha Kibi, and she actually does run a professional business. And I'm speaking from my own experience, as well as other people that I've heard share the same experience as well. My little channel, you know what I mean? Just doing this in my spare time, which I have no spare time. So I'm pretty much always multitasking, but I enjoy doing this. And I've been doing it a whole lot more in, this recent year or whatever. The fact that Latasha Kibi or Tasha K reached out to me to ask me if I wanted to be a part of Wine is the New Tea. And I happily accepted. I was like honored to be honest with you, because I was like, how do they know about me? I really didn't expect that. But two, she's mentioned not just me, but other YouTube content creators that she watches and enjoys. And some of them have smaller platforms like mine, and some of them have larger platforms. Like, make it make sense. She actually mentioned his channel as well. So, and this was before Funky Dineva said what he said. So people can't say, oh, she only said that because Funky Dineva said he doesn't watch other YouTubers. So now she's saying that she watches YouTubers to make it seem like, no, she actually was genuine about that. And I had no idea that she was even going to say that. And I've had a few people that have DM'd me, because I may not have seen, because I don't always get to see everything, and definitely don't always get to see everything live, so I may catch the replay, and people will DM me and say, hey, Tasha mentioned you on her YouTube channel, and I appreciate that. And it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? But she does not think too highly of herself to share other people, to watch other people. Because listen, she could just watch other people and never tell anybody. But the fact that she actually does, and she tells other people about that is a level of respect that I would never take away from her. And for, Funky Dineva to sit there to say, some people, they just need to sit the F down. I don't even watch other YouTubers. Well, why are you even talking about it? Do your thing. You have the right to feel however you feel about whatever, but to say something like that and then sit there and brag about how much money you're making every month, the pride thing and the arrogance and all that stuff, I never have a tolerance level for that. It's a huge turnoff for me. Now, some people enjoy that type of stuff, and that's cool. You like what you like and do, what you do. But when I worked on Wine is the New Tea, there was never any toxicity. It was never I don't get along with her. I never dealt with that, and I didn't hear anyone else say that either. And it was a revolving cast. It wasn't always the same people. I see people in the comment section saying, bring back Wine is the New Tea. I see people in the comment section saying, I love Bondi Blue, and yeah, there definitely are the people that all they come for is Tasha K, and that's fine. I 100% respect that. And it makes sense, because it's like, it is her channel. But there are some people who are like, I support you, and if these are people that you are bringing on to help you out or working with you, I'm going to support, because I'm supporting you by proxy, I'm supporting them. They don't have to come and subscribe to our YouTube channels or watch or consume our content. But she is just being genuine and honest about that by saying, these are people that I watch. These are people that I like their content. These are people that I enjoy. And she said that a while ago, how some people, they get to a place and they don't believe in helping other people. You get further faster when you have people that not only help you, but you have people that you help. And I know for me in business, that's one of the reasons why I have grown so much. Even if I've had some people in my business space that I have helped that may have not been the most helpful in the end, or may have been, self-absorbed and self-righteous and selfish. And ultimately, things didn't work out because of them, but it wasn't for a lack of me trying. But I still am here owning and operating my business over, 16 years at this point now. And I'm still going, and I'm not going to allow anybody to stop me. But I do believe in helping other people. And so Funky Dineva, while he may have a lot now, imagine how much further he could have been at this point if he was more open to not just even helping other people, because I'm not saying he had to open up his platform to bring other people on or mentor other people or anything like that, but to not even, feel like anyone else is worthy of watching on YouTube and, and a lot of people, they just need to go and sit the F down. Who are you? Because a lot of people could have said the same thing about him when he was wearing those wigs and lipstick and those ugly dresses and whatnot, but people were open to him. So I just, the arrogance of it all, it just was a huge turnoff for me. And while I'm not sitting here saying that I want him to know who I am or watch my content or whatever, or subscribe to me, I don't care about that. It's not even about me. I'm just saying the fact that he sat there to talk about how toxic TGIF was and how toxic Tasha K is, but yet Tasha K, she did not foster a hostile work environment. Now, I'm not going to get into former mentees situation and stuff like that, because that's a whole other situation, and I don't have enough time on my schedule to even go into all of that. But there's a whole lot of content out there if you're interested that you can go and check that out. But I digress. Ultimately, even in that situation, yeah, it may have still been a business situation, but she definitely helped somebody to get to the place of where they are. And if it wasn't for her assistance, they would not be where they are right now. So let's just be clear about that. But yeah, the wine is the new tea. It was definitely a non-toxic atmosphere and work environment. And ironically, just like he was doing when he says it was always something toxic and whatever, they weren't even showing up on the set together. It wasn't like they were in an office in the same building together. All of it was virtual, just like Wine is a New Tea was virtual. So people can't say, well, it wasn't toxic for you all because you all were just showing up virtually. It was also the same for them also. Because they started around the time of COVID. So are you kidding me? It's just absolutely insane. So he could talk about Armand and how Armand effed up a bag, but he effed up a bag too. Because let's be clear, when he talked about how he could do it on his own, he could have been doing it on his own and with them as well. And also, that's why I still stand on the fact that I believe that they decided to allow the contract to be the reason why they would not move forward with him. Instead of saying, we're firing you after the Chloe Bailey situation, after, some other stuff. That's why. That's why. People can believe what they want to believe, but in that industry, that is definitely one of the ways they handle the so-called firing. It's a contract situation. It's less times where it's like they've actually fired the person, terminated them, and put out a statement to let people know that they have. Those are on the lower end of the spectrum. The higher end is well, the contract negotiations didn't work out, so we decided to, part ways. That's usually how it happens because they don't want you back. Now, again, like I said, it was stupid for them because they didn't have him sign something preventing him from doing that. And if you do it, we're going to go and sue your black ass. But hey, that's on them. And now where is not just TGIF, where's Fox Soul? Like, seriously. Because I said this before and I will say it again. TGIF was Fox Soul. So, yeah, how he said, Tasha K was just so toxic and it's not his cup of tea or whatever, but yet TGIF was, and he said it was always something. It was just so toxic. It definitely wasn't like that with Tasha K. And as high as she has gotten in a shorter period of time than he has, she is still open to consuming other people's content, sharing other people's content, and working with other content creators that she enjoys. And so I see that as more real and more honorable, no matter what people want to label Tasha K as. The woman is about her business, and she actually is a good woman. I know that people love to try to use situations to make this person out to be something, and that's just who they are. But I definitely will always give her that respect. And one of the things that I respect about her the most, and that's one of the reasons why I was also open to listening to his interview, is because because I am a businesswoman, I love to hear people in business talk about not just their business story, but the business struggles. And she has been open and honest about those things on a number of occasions, whether it was her just doing an impromptu live on her Unwind with Tasha K YouTube channel or on her backup channel, the Wino Gang podcast. I love when she does those things because it's just open, honest, and real. And I can empathize with her on a business level with some of the things that she has experienced and gone through that she shares with people, and just advice given people who are aspiring to be a YouTube content creator. Like I said, this is something that I do on the side. This isn't my actual business, but I honor and respect those who do this a lot, because there's some people, they're doing videos like every hour and multiple times a day. And it's like, do you leave your house? Not only do you leave your house, do you get up out the chair to go use the bathroom? That's how often some people, they're just always behind the camera. I give you the respect that is due to you, but I don't see how people do it. So the money must be good. But I digress. I wanted to share my thoughts on that. And again, I'm just going to say this. That's my opinion! So anyway, guys, you can let me know your thoughts. Thanks so much for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.